ngomoya wovuyo kungekho zikhalo abantwana bentlalo yekomkhulu nesibonda iinkonde zesizwe ezikhokhela umnombo ngesiko lobudoda iinkondekazi ezikhaphela iintsapho zisiphulula amanxeba zisithuluka izilonda hlobo lokusiphilisa siyaphila oomakhi abakha isizwe ngolwimi bezama ukusimilisa siyamila kwiminyanya ethi isikhaphele imasikhokhela siphile kudeda ubumnyama siyanqula abantu abadala kuthi masenze igogogwane elingenagama.
Thokozani Makhehla, Thokozani Bogogo. This is Thabang Dialemetsi, spiritually known as Mkhulu Mkhanyakude. I am a spiritual healer, I am a diviner, and I deal with various tools in that space. My life before 2020, it's something different compared to what it is now. I've never in a million years or any time or space have I thought I would become Mkhulu Mkhanyakude or be in the space that I am namhlanje.
You have mentioned to us that you never thought you'd be Mkhulu Mkhanyakude. Tell us about Thabang Dialemetsi before becoming Mkhulu Mkhanyakude.
2013, matriculated. 2014, I went to a university, and life was what I wanted it to be. As young as I had that thing burning inside of me that I want to be the successful person. I want to be in a corporate environment, in a very professional space. 2018, I graduated. After that, life was something I never thought it would be, because there was just so many things happening, and at that time I wasn't sure what was happening. But deep down inside of me, I always felt that I belonged in a certain group. I always felt I belonged in a certain space. 2020, it was a roller coaster. I still recall how everything went by, because I think I went maybe 3 or 2 times without anyone's presence but me being alone, just to understand my dreams, just to understand what I'm seeing, just to understand my behavior phakathi ebantwini emphakathini, because I was one person, ngihamba nabantu, it's all fun, but I could read into a lot of things that were happening. I could even tell what someone else was thinking before they even told me. And with that note, I still remember esikolweni when I was in like grade 9 or grade 10, when I started gambling, and I was like, I could tell how the day was going to be. I could tell if I was going to win or not. But then 2020, everything was a roller coaster. But I wouldn't say a roller coaster because a lot of things were happening at that time and I couldn't puzzle it. But through ukuhlola with different sangomas, I ended up understanding that actually maybe there is something to what they're saying. Actually, maybe there is something that I need to do or need to know. By the way, Uktwasa was never an option for me because of my life, how I'd imagined my life. I wanted to see myself in a professional space. Every day. Clean, get my own car, my own house, and be right. But unfortunately, the universe had a different plan for me. That was 2020, where everything was coming to light. I would put it that way.
You talk to us about what you envisioned life to be like before you becoming Mkhulu Mkhanyakude. Now, what was life like? What did you do? What did you go out partying? Did you drink a lot? What was the vision? You spoke to us about the vision, of course, but what was Thabang like? What did Thabang used to do before actually becoming Sangoma?
Thabang did a lot of things, guys. I would put it that way. I did a lot of things. I was a mechanic for some time. I think 3 years or so after school, before I actually went into deep and studying and just trying to find my way as a professional person. So Thabang did a lot of things. Yes, I did go out partying a lot. It was fun, but it was not really fun at times because I could actually read into people. People was such a burden to me. Telling myself that today I'm going to a club or somewhere and it's gonna be nice, and when you get there, you're like, no, it's not that nice, because I look at this person, I'm like, no, you're going through a lot. Why are you here? You are not even happy. You're faking the smile. You're faking everything. Why? Then that's when I was like, no, man, I can't be living like this. I can't be living like this, because why am I seeing this? Why am I hearing these voices? Why am I seeing the inner you instead of this nice person that you are, that you portraying to be? But then, yeah, Thabang was a person. I enjoyed having fun. I enjoyed being out with friends, but it was never nice all the time. So out of a scale of 10, I could say 4 or 5. I could give myself a 4 or 5 of going out and actually having fun.
Talk to us about that transition. What are some of the signs in your life that you saw, no, life is changing, or your life is going to change? This now is the time before you are actually heeding the call.
I met a lot of people who actually came to me for advice. Some of them I never knew them. It was painful for someone who's 3 times my age or double my age to see an elder coming to you and like, can I just speak to you about something? And whenever you listen, you're like, no, man, I'm too young for this. I'm too young for this conversation. I'm too young for what you're asking me. But I would actually give proper advice. And the transition throughout, I was like, no, man, the dreams. How people would actually rely on me for certain things that I felt maybe this is too much for me as young as I am. But the dreams, meeting people who actually have the calling, and I could actually help them. Sometimes holding someone by the hand and asking them that, can you just pray? Can you just pray? And you don't know what you help, why you're doing that, but just to find out that you are actually helping this person. You're actually helping this person, and this person actually needed that prayer during that time. So the transition was very clear to me, because I met a lot of people who actually had a calling and actually knew that they have a calling, but they never knew what mele bathwase, mele balungise ini, mele bayenzeni, but they knew what they do have a calling. And I still remember how I got where I am, or would I rather say, I still remember what ngifike kanjani la ngathola khona usizo, because everything was just a deja vu. Because I still remember how my girlfriend was like, there's someone that my friend knows that can help you, because you are no longer comfortable with the person that is helping you, meaning le sangoma besingisiza at that time. And I was like, actually, I wouldn't mind going and seeing that person. But when I got there, it was like, okay, I've been here before. What's happening here? I've been here, and I could tell with the energy that I received when I got into that yard. I'm like, okay. Then everything was just starting to unfold from there on.
You have spoken to us about some of the signs that showed that you have a calling. This is now people who are elderly coming to you, or anyone that you came across or that came across you seeked counsel or advice from you. Were there any other signs, like depressive episodes, life-changing, loss of money, the typical signs that we have that show that someone has a calling that you experience?
Actually, there were a lot of signs to think of it now, because of it would happen maybe a day or a week before ngizobamba imali or ngizohola. I would feel like ngathi ngayenza something, utshwala or something. Oh, by the way, ngiyakwazi ukubenza utshwala besintu. I've been doing it for the longest time. I started while I was in high school, actually. I just wake up and feel like outing for something, outing ends something for the weekend. So imali, but I was having fun, by the way. Changing impahla, sneakers and stuff, having fun, going out with people, going out with friends. There were times, and I would literally shut off. Feel like I could just shut off everyone. Mhlaba wonke. Not even go to work, not even, like I wouldn't even feel like attending anything. By one. And nasendlini, actually, they thought maybe low now or anything. Because I remember my dad would come in the house and be like, "Aye, Samaya, go do something. Just go out of the house." Because I actually enjoyed my space, but those were one of the signs where I was actually called. And dreaming was hectic. Dreaming was hectic because I could literally see things. Mara, I'm not to explain it, but how? Because we were here, but we never felt that, or we never saw that. Dreaming was one of the biggest signs in Ubungoma, and I would find, and actually stating what I would actually find myself here, because I still remember say mangene phelweni kuthiwa know yourself, trace your family lineage, zazi ukuthi ubani. Hey, bokunzima, because thinking of it was like they've never spoken before ngento yobungoma ekhaya until besengena, and they were like bekangathwasanga, bekaphakamisa isithunywa and stuff. But masengitrace yonke lento, nezinye izinto ngiziphahlela zivela ziba clear, and I would go to those people abangikhomba kubo ukuthi go ask this person about us. This person is actually going to tell you more about us. And listen, these are messages I am getting. They are not being dictated to me by esinye sangoma. So Indama Science was there for me, and I actually had a lot of signs, guys. I don't want to lie on that part. It was a movie.
What was your family response to the news of you having to go through Ipehlo, knowing that they did not share with you if there's anyone who has a calling, or if there's anyone okileng atwasa yaba sangoma? So what was their response when you now have been to all these sangomas, seen all these people seeking advice, and now suddenly you have to go break the news to your family, because then that would determine your next step?
Breaking the news to my family, I actually didn't do that. I made a decision ukuthi ngiyasebenza. I can afford the process, because already besengiconsultile and I felt safe with this is what I need to do, and I actually felt it phakathi kimi, not something that I wasn't convinced ukuthi nomoya or nehluze liyasebenza. I wasn't convinced by anyone but them, wana amadlozi amangiphethe. So breaking the news to my family, I just said to them, guys, hey, I went for a consultation and I actually feel ukuthi melenize nizozwa something. So I actually invited my paternal side and maternal side, and when we got there, Ukobela was like, okay, what's happening? I thought you were just coming with your parents. So Kuluma in Dabayak, and I was like, I didn't tell them anything. They don't know anything. They don't even know what I've decided on. And then from the consultation, everyone was there, and it was, for me, it wasn't heavy. For me, I was actually happy, because kuphume indaba eziningi, things that they know, both maternal and paternal side, and they were like, yeah, vele, yes, this person, you know this person, this thing, yes, has been there. And ukuzwa abazali bakho bathi they know about the calling nabo self that they have, but they were like, abantu bayafa emaphehlweni, abantu bayahlupheka, abantu bayasokola, and all of those things. And I was like, it's going to be different. I'm not going to experience those things. I'm not going to experience torture in a phehlweni, because I'm one person. Bullying, I bullying. I do not allow for whatever reason. I don't care. So when I got here with my parents, it was one of those, and they were like, yes. And I still remember Mkhulu, I'm from my paternal side, by the way, Ati. What Ukobela is saying now, he's actually reminding him of Ubabake. Ubabake was one of the greatest, was one of the powerful Izangoma in the Limpopo region. He was one of isangoma whereby he consulted with kings, abantu abaphethe indawo, abantu abaphethe igodlo, people who had livestock and all of those things. He was one of the people who actually assisted without asking for anything in return, but impilo from the Madlozi. And by saying that, that's what I'm seeing now, because I am getting whatever I ask from them through my practices.
What's life now like as Mkhulu Mkhanyakude? So you've told us about Thabang, but now you have elevated into a higher calling, into a higher level. What is life like now for Mkhulu Mkhanyakude?
Life as Mkhanyakude, I need to be honest on this one. It's not easy. It's not easy because Thabang always steps in. I prefer doing things ganja, but then there's this other person inside of me. And they would be like, no, you don't need to do it that way. There's no reason for you to do it that way. Relax. These are the answers we are giving you. And let's just cut to Thabang and ufuna ukwenza izinto fast. Thabang ufuna ukugijima athenge lo ayenze loku. Impilo ibe too comfortable for me, but they always remind me with the moment you are too comfortable, you are going to lose the plot. We are not making your life hard, but we are making it worth it. So my life has been worth it since ngaba isangoma and elevated to being ugobela. My life has been worth it because if there's any challenge I face, yes, there comes a time whereby you'll consult with other people, but mangibeki idolo phansi and put my situation at the time. I know ukuthi ilanga liningi, 24 hours is a lot, and I am going to receive the answers that I want. Or if it's something materialistic, I know a month is a lot, I am going to receive that. So being what I am namhlanje, it is nice, but again it's also hard. I'm not going to portray it as this nice thing. It's not that nice.
Would you change anything about your life now that you have gone through the process of transformation?
I wouldn't change much, but I'd actually change a lot. Because why am I saying that there are certain things that I would like to change as much as I've gone through the process? It's because of certain things I feel with Gubeng is approaching ngendlela different. But then again, when I say that, I am always reminded that it's fine things went the way they did, because I wouldn't have been this strong spiritually. I wouldn't have been this strong physically if certain things azange the way zenzeka ngakhona, because again, we are built by what we go through. Umuntu o face ama struggles cannot sit on the same table nomuntu ongafacanga ama struggles, because of into engizoyikhuluma ngeke ifane. It won't be the same. Whether you like it or you don't, it won't be the same. And spiritually, I've went through the hardest and the toughest circumstances. Certain things that happened family-wise were hard, and till today I don't think I've dealt ngezinye izinto ezenzekile phakathi emndenini, because as soon as you become this person that goes through this journey, and you're the first one in so many years, even though they know ukuthi beyikhona lento okhokho bebayenza, okhokho asibebeyenza, bazokubheka ngathi what are you doing, because they've never seen their parents doing it. So it's something engithi, it's one of the feelings I will never forget empilweni yami ukuthi wow, I am who I am because of them. And bangilayishile bangibeka emahlombeni lokunzima, because idolo ngiyalibeka phansi ngisho ngithi kunzima ke manje, what do I do? Because you can't act on everything oyizwayo. Sometimes you just need to ask God ukuthi hey, ngenzani ke masekunje, bazakuphendulela.
Do you have any advice for a young person who is scared to let go of their old life to venture into the new vein of being a healer or heed their calling?
advise to, I wouldn't say young. I'd like to use igama advise engayinika umuntu omusha, new to this journey or new to exposure yomoya, or what is ubungoma, or what is being a spiritual person. Advice engayinika umuntu onjalo is ungajahi. One, affordability is not a box you should tick that says yes. That's one thing that is number one priority for me. Ukuthi make or do your own research. And one of the exercises I always give my clients wami ukuthi akufuna umlando wakho first, then once you understand ukuthi nangabobani nibuyaphi and yini lebeyenzwa ngaphandle kwezinto osuzibonile oziziwe la ku consultation, ukuthi yini baphila kanjani, amasiko ayenzwa kanjani, and why ayenzwa ngendlela ayenzwa ngayo, then that's the first box we tick ukuthi okay, now you know who you are. So lamakhehla or labogogo abavelayo abasithuse nabasimangaza ukuthi kutheni bafuna ukuthi wenze ukuthi ube isangoma noma ukuthi bafuna ukuthi ube umthandazi, then we know ukuthi okay, this is beautiful. Actually it makes sense why bafuna ukuthi uthathe lo msebenzi wakho uqhubekise, because with time you get to learn ukuthi okay, we've got this situation la endlini, and this is what they usually did whenever we've got this situation. So uyabona kanjalo, it's where you understand before ungene phehlweni. By the way, we understand ukuthi oh okay, lento ikhona, maybe bafuna ngiye phehlweni to gain more knowledge, to get certain licenses in the spiritual side though, not in the physical realm, but the spiritual realm. We need certain approvals. This person has gone through a sacred ritual, let me put it that way. So now you understand certain things that you should say and things you shouldn't say, and how to and nokuthi udila kanjani nemithi e10 because sinemithi engcolile sinemithi elungile. And again on that point emithi, you can also use imithi engcolile to actually do good, but umuntu ozovela athi I can afford and they are saying I've got a calling, I'm worried now Mkhulu noma gogo, I'm worried now, but I urge you to ukuthi zazi ukuthi ubani, know yourself, both maternal and paternal side. And yes, we've got people who do not know both maternal and paternal and they cannot trace it back, but I urge you to try as hard as you can.
And lastly, did you ever think that this would be you?
On the question note, have I ever seen myself in Isango? Never. Not one bit. Because I wouldn't say my circle per se, because I don't have a circle anymore. But it's cooler nesekeletin, like mawukhula esikolweni abantu ohamba nabo, people that you hang around with. Sifuna impilo soft. Sifuna ukuba bahle, imizi yethu inene, but here I am namhlanje. I'm troubled by inkinga zabantu. It's not something nice. It's not something anyone would want for themselves, because unfortunately I am entrusted ngeindaba zabantu. I am entrusted ngokusiza abantu because of certain things people never did and badlula kulo mhlaba lo. And when they try reincarnate, or when they try ukuthi bavele, it's actually painful ukuthi abantwana babo they cannot hear them or see what they are trying to do for them. Hence we are what we are namhlanje, ukusiza abantu abanjalo. So I've never seen myself as a healer. I've never seen myself ngibhizi ngemithi. I've never seen myself ngaspend the weekend the way ngifuna ngakhona, but devote it ekusizeni abantu. So sithi kini bantu abasha, mangithi abasha, I don't mean young in age, but endleleni yomoya, endleleni yokuzazi ukuthi ubani and going forth, and nokuthi amadlozi akhe afuna uthwasile noma nje afuna nje ukuthi ube esimeni sokwazi izinto zesintu or noma izinto zomoya. To put it in context, take your time, do your research, and once again siyabonga ukuthi nisinike isikhathi senu nalalela amagama wethu. Hayi amagama ethu. Siyabonga abantu abadala. Sibonga namadluzweni enihamba nawo. Yiwo ngoba yiwahlala khuluma. Probably you've just landed on this page and you got fed a life experience yaka Thabang Dialemetsi. Siyabonga.